All right, good morning, good afternoon, or good evening. Justin Clark here. We're going to have Mike Christensen join us here in just a minute. I did want to welcome everybody here to this Zoom. If you are jumping on, say hello. Let us know where you are joining from. We got a couple people here. Clive, he's saying get excited. We've got Jason Blair, pumped about what is about to be shared. You should be. This is going to be really, really amazing stuff. What's coming down the pike here for the future. Cryptopanion, excited. Good. I'm glad to hear that you're excited. Let us know if you're watching this live or if you're seeing this on a replay in the comments. And then, of course, as you have questions as we're going through the presentation, go ahead and drop those questions in the comments. We'll try to answer them live. We are going to be trying to keep this to about 30 minutes. So we're going to cover a good amount of ground here pretty quickly. Dwight, welcome. We've got Alejandro or Alex. Welcome. Sunny California is in the house. Let's see here. John George, good to see you. DeFi Guru. All right, welcome. Let's see. A lot of people here are tuning in. Welcome. Glad that you're watching it live. Sean, hello. Welcome. Tim, hello. Yeah, we got a lot of comments going on here. Obviously, a lot of excitement about what's coming up with the AutoTrader that's coming for iCoinPro. But I think by the end of this, you're going to understand that that's really the beginning of something big that's going to be happening here with iCoinPro. So the first couple things I just want to make are a couple general housekeeping announcements. The first one is that we are going to be launching this legacy bonus on September 1st. So that is going to be coming. If you have not seen the video on the legacy bonus, hello, Mike, welcome. We got tons of people, man. People are fired up here. We got comments coming in hard and fast. I'm trying to show as many of them as I can.
Yeah, people from everywhere. Portugal, Texas.
Yes, all over the world. Portugal is in the house. Yeah, everybody's here.
Kentucky.
Welcome. All right. So so on September 1st, the legacy bonus is going to go live. So make sure we dropped a video, two videos actually in the comments here. Make sure that you watch both of those. One of them is on the backtesting results for the iCoinPro AutoTrader, which Mike and I did. And it's was the precursor of launching this actual AutoTrader, was exploring how we can make it as awesome as we possibly could for everybody who's going to use it. And that was a huge success. The other one is on the new legacy bonus that's going to be coming as part of this whole relaunch, rebrand, everything that's going on for iCoinPro with the AutoTrader. Mike is here today really so that everybody can welcome him to iCoinPro. He is now officially on the corporate team here after being, obviously, Mike and I, we've been friends for decades, which is wild. He looks like a younger version of me, I sometimes think. I'm like the older version. But
I feel like we look the same age.
So, we've done multiple different projects over the years. And iCoinPro now we've been working on for over 9 years together.
Long time.
For those who don't know Mike, he did develop all of the software for the iCoinPro trading portal. He also owns his own company that is an incredible company, and I'll let him tell you a little bit about that. But I want Mike, if you could just take a second and share a little bit about your background, programming wise, marketing wise, and also with trading as well, and any credentials that you hold, etc. Just so people know, who you are and what you bring to the table here for iCoinPro.
Yeah, absolutely. So I'm one of those nerdy kids that started out by teaching themselves programming at 14. Spent a lot of time indoors if I wasn't playing soccer or in track in high school. But when I was indoors, it was in the books, learning how to do everything. So I started. I've been very entrepreneurial my whole life, and started a little web development firm when I was 16 and was making websites for local businesses. That evolved into a full agency in my 20s. I eventually started a software company that did SEO, and that company was sold in 2009. So I had sort of my first exit and my first experience with what that looks like. And I started another company in the ad tech space after that called Prosperant, which was an affiliate monetization tool, and sold that in 2016. And over time, oh, sorry guys, the static is coming from my phone. Let me fix this. This happens a lot, and I always forget to put my phone in airplane mode. So thank you for that feedback and the warm welcome, by the way. I love everybody here in the chat. It's so cool having everybody all over the world. So getting back to the background, I sold a second company in 2016, had a little bit of money to dabble with, between 2012 and 2016, and really kind of started investigating, where am I going to invest this? Where can I find some companies to buy? And me being who I am, self-taught on so many different things, between engineering and marketing and growth and all the different areas that I've spent time helping grow my own businesses, I started investigating how to pick the best companies. And what I discovered was a school of thought around value investing, where you really value the businesses based on their fundamentals, and you're looking for undervalued companies, sort of that Warren Buffett school of thought. And for a long time, that was my approach, was just value investing, finding good companies to hold on to. I bought Amazon in 2012, for example, and bought a whole lot of it, and held on to that one through the period where they finally started posting earnings. There was a while there where Amazon wasn't a profitable company, and a lot of people thought it was a bad investment. So in 2017, or actually I would say end of 2016, Justin, I think that's about when you reached out to me and said, hey, you got to check out what I'm doing in crypto. And I had not even touched the crypto space yet. Justin, I want to give massive props to, for not only getting me involved in the crypto space and the real opportunity for finding not just a volatile asset to trade, but one that had real liquidity behind it. And I hadn't really spent a lot of time trading prior to that. It was all really kind of the investment approach. But that led me down to this insane rabbit hole of studying quantitative finance, portfolio management, intraday trading strategies. And for the period between 2016 and roughly till today, I've built dozens and dozens of strategies in futures, in options, in stocks, in crypto. I think you and I, of course, have walked through many different ways in which the dip strategy works, and its fundamentals from a mean reversion standpoint. So the entire iCoinPro system is really kind of rooted in a really solid strategy in which you do have to manage drawdowns. But I was learning all of this stuff because of Justin, and since then, we've built a ton of software, something that's really robust, that helps a lot of people find these opportunities. And now we're about to get to this point where we can really kind of help you automate the trade process as well, once you find a good winner. So my background is really kind of all over the place. Just to sum it up here, I've worn a lot of hats in my career. I've run a lot of businesses. I'm co-founder of an automated trading platform called Traders Post. So I do have a lot of experience in the trading world, investing world, and automation. I also hold a certification in futures and options analysis. So I'm a CFOA, and I'm constantly trying to expand my education and knowledge in the space. So as a member of the team here, I'm hoping to bring not just a breadth of experience around running and growing companies, but also, contributing new ideas around how we can improve iCoinPro, add new trading strategies, add new tools that really amplify people's opportunities, and help you guys find new trades out there.
Yeah, absolutely. And so Mike, talking about his experience, and particularly with Traders Post and automation, that's what's made it possible for us to move into this new phase for iCoinPro. And it's big. It's much bigger than even what we're going to be launching, hopefully by the end of September, the AutoTrader. That is what we're targeting for. Software development always has its ups, its downs, its challenges. So please bear with us. It will get done. Like everything else in iCoinPro, is there ever a promise that I've ever made that didn't get done? Absolutely not, right? Sometimes they finish later than we'd like, but they do get done. And once they do, they have incredible value for people and our members. So, but Mike also has a real wealth of knowledge and information, having run a company which services over 5,000 people who trade across all sorts of different markets and stuff like that. His own internal strategies, his own credentials, his own experience, which I really want everybody to view the launch of the AutoTrader as really the beginning of something big, something really, even much bigger. And Mike and I have talked about this and the potential that we may even move into other markets with additional automated trading strategies. And you heard that right. The plan, the idea is to consolidate highly effective, okay, like the strategy that we have at iCoinPro. Part of the reason why Mike's even here is because we did this back test. He saw the results and he's like, wow, this is incredible. I want to be part of this, right? So that's how Mike ended up coming over here and having this conversation with me and joining the team over here. But also beyond that, we are looking at what other markets we can move into. Mike is again certified in futures trading, and there are definitely other opportunities that we believe we're going to be able to bring to the table. But the criteria has to be that it is truly effective, it works for people, and that people understand exactly what they need to do to execute those strategies as we continue to expand the portfolio of what we have to offer. So that is extremely exciting in and of itself. I know other people have always asked about other markets, stocks, Forex, etc. So there's just amazing stuff that's coming. But it's going to start with the AutoTrader and our first, automated trading strategy, which is the one that I've been doing now for over 9 years. And it's really not something that's in question. We have people who have traded this strategy for forever. We're just making it, again, taking it to another level of ease of access. And that, I think, is what's important. And for those who are new here, this is how it's going to boil down. There's a very short course that you do called the one-day trading course. You can do it in one day. Once you do that course, you'll have everything set up. So you're going to get your push notifications right to your cell phone, which will have potential trades as they're happening. They'll look like this. Okay, they'll come right to your cell phone there. When you see one of those trades with the new AutoTrader, you'll be able to click on it, look at it, look for our pattern. If you see the pattern, you hit start trade, and then the system completes the trade for you. And I can't express to you how amazing of an advance that is. And I'm sure everybody understands that. Now, why do we do it that way? Because we want to keep everything legal, right? We want to do things in a framework that is going to be in compliance with the laws of the land, so that we can do this, indefinitely. So again, that's exactly how it works. You get the signal, look at the chart, love it, hit start trade, and then the system takes over. And our anticipation too is to bring other strategies with that same plug and play type of pattern into other markets as well that are going to be highly, highly effective. So with that said, I do want to talk about a couple other things, because Mike, you also have expertise in marketing as well. And we are going to be doing a lot from a marketing standpoint for iCoinPro, which we've already begun. We now have an in-house lead generation program for our members that generates real-time leads through Meta ads and other crypto-related sites. So you can go in and get access to those leads in real time. But Mike, maybe you can touch on a couple of the other technologies that you're bringing with the landing pages that learn, also with search engine optimization and getting us chatbots and what we're going to be doing there, and how that's going to benefit our members, because they're going to have access to customers and leads from all of these different efforts.
Yeah, that's right. The plan is to get a long list of people who are interested in learning more how to trade crypto, and of course gain access to the AutoTrader that we're building right now. But the experience that I picked up over 20 plus years of doing what I do is really around organic growth. A lot of that is content, and a lot of it is SEO. SEO, of course, has changed a lot in the last couple of years. Now it's really the combination of good SEO fundamentals, making sure that you're very discoverable as a brand, but that also the LLMs or the AI chatbots out there are able to pick up your website, understand what it's about, and include you in the conversation. So we also want to take place where people are interested in learning more about how to trade crypto, and we end up coming up as one of those recommendations. So that's something we're working on as well. But as people start to discover iCoinPro more and they land on our site, we want to make sure that we've captured them throughout their journey of that discovery. And then we have this very clear call to action to join a list to get more information, which of course captures them as a lead in our funnel for us to provide to the whole team here. So that's kind of the objective. We do have landing pages that really try to constantly self-optimize. They evaluate what happens when people get here. Do they see the page, puke, and then disappear, or do they actually get engaged? And what we're after, of course, is low bounce rates, high engagement, high conversion. And so by automatically analyzing the traffic pattern and making changes onto the page on the fly, trying different headings, moving content around, bringing different things above the fold, we're using lots of different automated techniques in order to try to nurture more visitors from the site over to becoming a fully qualified lead.
Yeah, and so what Mike is sharing here really is, Fortune 100 company marketing skills and technologies and techniques that we're going to be bringing here, so that we are, everybody you introduce, any of these leads or anything that comes through this system, they're going to have an amazing experience, and we're going to optimize those conversions so you get the best possible results. Sharing this opportunity, which obviously one of the first pages that are going to come out is around the AutoTrader, and focused on marketing that as a product that people can get access to, and painting the picture of the ease of use of that new system. Also, too, what's fascinating, Mike shared this with me about his company Traders Post. The chatbots are huge. If you're not in the chatbots, you don't exist. Okay. And we believe we can get iCoinPro in front and center in front of the chatbots, just like he did for Traders Post. If you talk to Traders Post about automating trading view strategies, his company comes up and is not just mentioned, recommended by the chatbots. And that is what we're going to be doing for iCoinPro.
Yep.
And what you found too, Mike, maybe if you can share your conversion tracking, the difference between traditional means and then what you're seeing with the chatbots.
Yeah, I think one of the most startling discoveries was that the registration rate and activation rate of people who came from AI conversations was significantly higher. And there's a pretty clear thesis behind that. A big part of it is that ChatGPT is kind of acting like a sales agent for us. When people are discovering for ways to automate their strategies in stocks or options or futures, they have a lot of questions up front. And when ChatGPT comes back and says, "Oh, well, I see that you're doing this on TradingView. Traders Post is a really good place to do this and accomplish that goal." And they might have a few more questions to follow up on that. And because these AI platforms are so well trained on how Traders Post works, because of the signals we send to them about our ecosystem, they're able to answer those questions intelligently and confidently and give them a lot of guidance on how to set it up. So as a result, we see way higher activation rates for paid customers on AI inclusion relative to all of our other channels. We do a great job on YouTube, we do a great job on SEO, and we get a lot of traffic from those channels. But the typical paid rate is about 10% for all the other channels, and it's 35% for ChatGPT, which is just huge. I mean, we just get such a higher number of engaged customers there. So the goal, of course, will be to get iCoinPro front and center around a lot of different conversations for trading crypto. And, that'll help us guide a lot more people through to the platform here.
Yep, which will benefit our members, which is amazing. And, when Mike originally shared those statistics with me, I went, wow, man, look at what's happening in this world, right? People believe ChatGPT more than they believe their friends, more than they believe their family, right? ChatGPT and other chatbots are trusted advisors for them. So anyway, these initiatives, what we're going to be doing is going to have a huge impact, and it's going to drive massive amounts of people to iCoinPro. And again, this isn't something that takes years to cultivate, Mike. I mean, generally, as we're starting up this process and getting, the marketing, engine moving, 3 months, 6 months, it can just compound so dynamically in that period of time.
Hey, Justin, are you able to move your mic a little closer?
Yeah. Everybody able to hear me okay?
It sounds like some people are saying they can't hear you.
Can you hear me now?
Seems okay for me.
Yeah, yeah. Anyway, hopefully everybody can hear that, hear me clearly. So again, as I was saying, yeah, this is something that is not, doesn't take forever. It does take a little bit of time as we move forward. But again, 3 months, 6 months, and this really starts to compound. And the longer that it is done, the better. Okay. The more reach you have and the more of an authority. And we intend to make iCoinPro the authority in the crypto trading space. Okay. So, good. Matthew's saying he hears me fine. Everybody, yeah, we've got mixed opinions on that. So that's fine. Awesome. So I think that's what we wanted to cover here is to paint this picture of where we're going. Again, Mike, any other updates on the AutoTrader? Because I know everybody is excited about that. That is what they're waiting on. They're totally pumped about that, and they should be. We're working diligently on that. Mike, maybe you can touch on that for a couple minutes for everybody, and then we'll wrap up with what the next steps are and what people need to focus on.
Yeah, I'm happy to talk about the mechanics of it. I wish I had something visual that made sense right now, but at the moment, it's been all the back end work. The process is fairly simple, though. Once you've identified a crypto pair that has a really good entry point, we've already been through the 1, 2, 3 sequence, and you're ready for that setup. Essentially, you put on the first trade, and that first entry is what triggers the rest of the automation process. So the initial trade selection has to come from you as the trader, and then we automatically take that entry price and set all the ladder buy entries for you as limit orders with the exchange. And of course, this happens for all Binance US, and Coinbase users. It's not just going to be limited to one exchange. So part of what's taking a little bit of time here is making sure this works properly for all the exchanges and the orders get set up properly. But here's the really cool part. The mechanics of this are actually even more robust than what we do over at Traders Post. I think what I'm building here with iCoinPro is far more real-time and far more automated in terms of what happens in the middle of the trade. So once you've created that entry and all those ladder buys are set, those are all limit orders down in the book. Once a second limit order has been hit, that automatically triggers an event to revise the take profit order. So you'll have a take profit of your initial trade, but as you get deeper into the book and you start picking up additional positions, that's going to change where your take profit goes because your average cost basis has changed. So it'll automatically reset it for you. And that means that you can really just let the trade play out, watch what's happening on the chart, and the AutoTrader will finish the rest of the sequence for you. It'll cancel that take profit and reset a new one. You got another limit order that got hit. Okay, great. It'll cancel the take profit and set a new one. If at any point you decide you want to set a break even, you're able to do that as well. But really what this is designed to do is automate the process of really walking through the entire execution of the trade, and then let it finish its own sequence on its own. And hopefully that takes away some of the click mistakes that can happen. From time to time, you're sitting here going, oh, I got to go through the book and copy the prices and set another limit order. The beauty of this is there are lots of different limit orders that get sent in order to average into your position. And this all gets done automatically. So that's a big time saver for sure.
Again, for full information on that and the back testing and how that's going to be set up, there is a video which you can dig into and go into that. We do have a question here. So you still have to learn how to trade and how to find a trade and how to execute a trade. It's a great question. There is a course you do. It's the 1-day trading course. It's about 2.5 hours long. You're going to learn our pattern. Yes, you are going to learn the basics of trading, of course. But once you learn the pattern, and the AutoTrader is established, It's going to be as simple as get the notification to your phone, check the chart, hit start trade. That's what you'll have to do to execute the trade. So you can't make it simpler than that, but that is also highly compliant legally, which is obviously very important, right? Yeah, there are auto traders, quote unquote, that are out there, which people are doing, and Mike even experienced that with some real challenges. The anyway, there's auto trading, and if you've seen these platforms that guarantee returns, I can't even believe I still have to say this in 2026, but you see these platforms that guarantee 1% a day, they are fake,
Mm.
okay? They do not exist. It is a Ponzi scheme. They will take your money and run. You will hurt people. Do not get involved in them, period end. What we're doing is real trading. It's legal, but we have a highly effective strategy, and we anticipate bringing other strategies to the table across multiple markets. So everything will be vetted, checked, and automation will be part of all of them. So, all right. Great. Let's see. Will there be an iOS Android app? Yes, there actually already is, and it will become more and more robust over time, the iOS Android app.
Well, you're thinking of the progressive web app, but I think they're asking for an actual store-based app.
Yeah, exactly. Well, yes, I don't think we're going to go that route because there really isn't a need for the functions that we have unless something changes. But essentially, we have an app now.
It's if you guys have ever done this before, if you go to a website, it'll ask if you want to install on your home screen. That's the version of the app that we have. And it
Yes.
does, yeah, and as you can see on Justin's phone here,
Functions
it
like
does look like an app and it feels like an app. This is the version that we've deployed.
Yep. So we will obviously have exactly what we need to make it function, but that app
Yeah.
enables us to push notifications to you in real time so you can get them when trade setups are occurring. Um, okay, this one, how does the take profit percent work on auto? Is it adjustable or set to a specific percent? Watch the back testing video. We explain that in detail. We have what we feel is a great way to manage these trades, okay? But everything will be controllable by the user. As you become more advanced, if you feel you want to do something different on a trade, you're more than welcome to. If you want to stick with the out of the box settings, you absolutely can do that as well, okay? Let's see. I used 3-dip one time and held it until profit. Is that a bad idea? Well, no, profit is profit. We love profit around here. That's what we're all about. Again, that's what we do. It's the 3-dip strategy, squeeze bubble 1, 2, 3 money. You can do the free boot camp and you can learn the trade. But finding the trades across thousands of different coins, that requires software, and finding them in real time when they're happening. Yeah, absolutely. We need the software. All right. Any other brokers beside Binance, Binance US, and Coinbase? Not currently, but we can explore others. The reason that we use Binance and we use Coinbase is because that's where the party is. All right. We trade what's called spot, which is just where you're reducing your risk. You're just buying the asset at a price and selling it at a price. That's what spot trading is. So ultimately, we can add other exchanges, but the volume, the selection of coins, that is on Binance and Coinbase. So we recommend going there. We feel their security is excellent, and that's where we feel safest recommending our users, and it works the best because you can, as your balance grows, you can trade larger and larger portions because they have the volume to support that. Okay.
Yeah.
Let's see.
I think if we were to add anyone, we might consider this, Justin, it would probably be Kraken, because they're one of the other bigger US exchanges. And OKX is another really big one as well.
Okay, all right. Now, next one, are the trades on spot or leverage? We just covered that spot. Is the price increase primarily for MLM recruitment? My concern is that this is very MLM heavy instead of rely on value driven from the system. Actually, it could not be more opposite to that. The additional increase on the very first month is related to the AutoTrader and adding that. We did not increase the monthly price for our members, okay? So we are not an MLM heavy company whatsoever. We are 100% about the product and about trading. So I'm not sure why you have that conception of the company. People who have been around, they can tell you, yeah, we're just all about trading and building this trading community. But I love MLM. Have been doing it since I was in my 20s, which was a long time ago. I think there's nothing wrong with MLM. I think that maybe some of the products in the space don't make as much sense in a networking structure at this point, but I think a product like we offer is probably the best, absolutely the best type of product you can offer in a network marketing structure. You literally can make money using the product without even having to do the recruitment or refer anybody at all. That is the point of our product. So that's a great question. I'm happy to address it. You said that you never do the ladder buy. That is amazing. Ladder buying is absolutely recommended. We feel like a lot of our users didn't do the ladder buying, which is buying additional positions, because it was difficult at times to be there at the right time, to buy at the right time, etc. Now with the AutoTrader, we're going to do it for you, so it'll be taken care of. All right, hold on. I'm trying to get through all these. In Italy right now, you cannot really trade with Binance due to current EEA laws. But hey, happy I'm seeing all this progress here. Love seeing you guys. Hey, David, so good to see you, man. Yeah, I would check Coinbase and see what they have available there. Again, if you happen to be in a country where Coinbase or Binance is not available, you still can use our signals and trade the trades on whatever exchange you can get onto, like Kraken, as Mike was mentioning. But we definitely will expand into other exchanges over time, for sure. All right, so if I buy the asset, I never have to sell at a loss as it's spot. I can hold until. Yes, obviously, again, follow the strategy. That doesn't always work out. You can't just buy and hold and pray it'll go back up. That doesn't necessarily pan out. You want to follow what we teach, squeeze bubble 1, 2, 3 money, and then use the AutoTrader and follow the strategy that we have after you've made that initial buy to help turn that trade into a positive trade for you. All right, good call, Mike. Kraken is big in Canada as well. Awesome. All right, lots of interaction here. If we are already a member, do we need to pay the initial fee in September to be part of the legacy bonus? No. If you're a member and you're already in, just you're already a member. That's fine. You're already grandfathered into the program. All right, eBay and Amazon pay me to share products I use. I bet he has no issues with ordering on Amazon. Oh, okay, that's probably referring. Yeah, exactly. That's why network marketing is great, right? You recommend something and then you get paid over and over and over again on it, which is incredible. Okay. All right. Moving on. There's so many users that don't even push the MLM side and just use the software and trade with it. Yeah, exactly. True. Absolutely. But I don't see why not to share it with people. Okay. Do it out of love, not out of wanting to make a commission. Do it because you want people to be introduced to something that's benefited you. Okay, love those ladder buys, but the AutoTrader doing it is freaking awesome. You're telling me. I can't tell you how many times I've had like a trade and it's like so good, but then I'm like, I have to get in a vehicle right now and drive somewhere, okay? So you're not gonna be able to complete the trade, right? So now the AutoTrader is gonna be able to be there and do that for us. So exciting, so. All right, David Pinto. Oh, actually, no. Sorry, Proverbs Micro Profits. I would not recommend VPNs to access any exchanges. If you can't trade on that exchange, don't do it. Okay, find an exchange that's legal and compliant for your country. Okay. All right. So much value in the software and training alone. Absolutely, Ryan. Yeah, just go check Ryan's timeline on Facebook. You'll see what he's talking about. He's crushing it, trading with the system. Trade management will get a lot easier with the addition of the AutoTrader. Yes, it will, Robert. Absolutely. It's going to get tremendously easier for anybody, whether they're, full-time, part-time, everybody is going to benefit from having the AutoTrader for sure. And what's beautiful too, it'll simultaneously manage multiple different trades at the same time. We're going to set it up with the default to be 3 simultaneous trades. So it'll take your balance, divide it into thirds, and then use that balance in 3 separate trades whenever you hit start trade to completion. Okay. Wow, there is a lot of interaction here. Hi, hey, original ICP here, and amazing progress all these years. Listen to them, guys. Thank you, David. I appreciate it. I love this business so much. Awesome. Glad to hear that, Aaron. We are so happy you're here, Aaron, by the way. Do we need to move our profit into our own wallet off the exchange for security purposes? That's a great question, boy. And what a time to have that question, because now they're having trouble with the hardware wallets and them getting hacked through different means. So again, we feel that there are a lot of best practices that are followed on Coinbase and Binance as far as security for your assets. So again, we just recommend our users use those at this point. It's again something that there's a lot of controversy around that right now. We're not even going to try and get into that. But yeah, hardware wallets were hacked that people didn't think could ever be hacked that were completely offline recently. And that's insane. So now everybody's saying go to the exchanges, you're safer there. Okay, whatever. The point is trade. Okay, get in there, trade, you'll do fine. All right. Okay, let's see. Yeah, or go to bed. Haha. Okay. Okay. This program empowers people who have lost money to other programs. This gives you the power over your own crypto. Oh my gosh, we have so many stories of that where people they lost crypto through schemes and all sorts of stuff, and they regained it through trading with the system. All right, I will see. Neon even killed me doing that once, though, with the ladder buy. Yeah, and again, so I think we're going to perfect that system. Oh, here's another thing too that Mike and I were discussing. We have an extremely, we feel, airtight, out of the box settings that we're going to have for the AutoTrader. But there's also other things that we're going to be testing over time. Mike has some strategies based on his know-how, his education, his expertise on the ladder buying, how to possibly even push it to even better entry points on the ladder buys than what we already have that had a 100% win rate across all the trades with good entries based on over 1,000 different trades. So anyway, we're just going to make things better and better for sure with AI, machine learning, everything. All right. Aaron's mind is blown. Is there any current members who can say that they are making life-changing income from this program? We'll allow them to go ahead and comment here on this. Yeah, life-changing income too is, it depends on the individual too. For some people, that might mean making $300-400 and taking some pressure off of their monthly needs. So the great thing too is with the AutoTrader, it's going to be more accessible to people. We know people work and they're doing this part-time, and I think this is going to enable them to absolutely access more trades, do more trades, and get the results that they want. All right, I use Revolut to trade as my main exchange and still use iCoinPro software. I have Coinbase ready for the AutoTrader. Awesome.
Nice.
All right, Mike, love your tall boy cheers. Okay.
I think you're talking about my water cup. I got this one from Tradier. Actually, I did a presentation for them out in Florida, and they had this little gift for me. I would hope I'm not drinking anything alcoholic at 9:39 in the morning, though.
Don't drink and program. It's not a good idea. Or drink and trade. I would not recommend it. Okay, how many signals will it give in a day? That's a good question. I bet you can answer that better, Mike. Again, it varies because this is all real time. Where we're crawling the coins and looking for the patterns in real time. But Mike, what would you estimate generally that we send out?
It's interesting. It's really kind of changed over time. I'm sure you guys have noticed as well, but the volatility in the crypto space has really kind of diminished over the last several years. As a result, the number of signals has started to average down. But in the past, we would have days across the hundreds of pairs that we look at where, literally hundreds of alerts would go off each day. I think we're still at a point where on any given day, there's somewhere between 40 to 50 different notifications across all the exchanges and all the pairs. I haven't done the math recently, so I'd have to double check that number, but I think that's the neighborhood that it's in. It's a lot of opportunities every day for sure.
Yeah, and for those who have been on the morning market analysis, looking at the crypto markets and what's happening right now with Bitcoin, making an attempt to break through 80K. Actually, it's over 80K now, so that's exciting. Again, the altcoins have been selling off for a long time, and that has been the trend, just selling, selling, selling. Well, at some point, trends change, right? And we're already starting to see some altcoins wake up after a long period of sell-off slumber, and that could be really, really good. So even with the markets being like more blasé than they've been at other points, there's definitely trades all the time. In fact, I've gotten, let's say, about 5 notifications just here in the past 10 minutes from the trading software. So, yep, there are always trades. All right, sounds like this program is going to provide me the wet nursing I desperately need. You bet. We got you, Chip. All right, I'm late to the party. Will there be a replay available? Yes, that will be emailed out and will be available on YouTube or Facebook, so you can choose the platform you want to watch it on. Ryan is doing great. He is. Ryan's crushing it. Ryan is awesome. Dwight Newman, we have disclaimers here. 42K Canadian year-to-date training and really understanding the squeeze bubble 1, 2, 3 is a must. Great job, Ryan. Well done. So on the alert, we'll tell you where the 3 dips is, like on the 5 or 15 minute. Again, that's part of learning the pattern, learning the strategy. There's benefits to seeing the trade on the first dip so that you can kind of anticipate and be ready for it to go lower. Just follow the training, and you'll know exactly, what to do when those signals come in. All right. There's several people that are doing this full time. Yep. And lastly, currently working full time. How long will it take me to execute a trade from an alert to me putting the phone down? That depends. It depends on the alert. Sometimes it'll be almost instantaneous. You'll get the alert, you'll see it, you'll hit start trade, and then you're done, right? You've done your job. It can be where an alert will come in, and then you might just set a little lower price alert and wait for it to mature on that trade. It really depends. So I think most trades, dip sequences we see, they take sometimes 20 minutes, a half hour to complete. But again, it just depends on where you see that trade, as far as the dip sequence evolving, which is the trade that we're looking for. Sometimes it can take an hour till it goes 1, 2, 3. It just depends. But you'll have the alerts on all of it, which is great. And then not have to sweat it after you get into the trade. Okay, wow, very good amount of signals though. Roughly, what has been the win rate testing strategy with the AutoTrader? Alex, watch the video that's in here. It goes over that very, very extensively. My personal win rate, percentage, which we have 97%, which was from September 2019 up through like March of 2023. It's even higher since then. And with the AutoTrader, we were actually able to out trade me. With really doing the back testing and everything like that. So we feel very, very good about what we're going to be putting out there for everybody.
Yeah, I feel like this is a a good spot to talk about the most important part of this type of strategy is managing the drawdown. But go ahead, Justin.
Yeah, exactly. And with this, the AutoTrader will run, but even with the back testing that we did, we had a very small percentage of trades that went a longer period of time. Most of the trades are, what were they, about 20, 30 minutes on average, Mike?
I think we calculated about an hour and a half, actually. Yeah, right.
For my personal trading, it was about 20, 30 minutes.
That sounds right.
Which actually did better than me. It was actually better to be in it a little bit longer based on the back testing, which is kind of cool. So about an hour and a half for it to complete. But then we did see a handful of trades, maybe 5% of the trades that we back tested, I think, if I'm correct, Mike, that went longer.
Yep.
Some of them going up to 100 days before completion.
Yeah.
But all of them won as long as the trade was allowed to complete. And that's why we want to divide it up so that if you have one of those 5% trades, you've only got a third of your balance in that trade, and you can continue to trade the other 66% on additional trades that you see during that time period. Okay. And again, you have full control in iCoinPro with what we're doing. These are all suggestions. They are based on great analysis and back testing. But again, you're going to be in control as you learn what you're doing. All right. Okay, will do. Very impressive. Thank you very much. Appreciate that, Alex. John, yes, wow is right. Can the AutoTrader, can we execute in Coinbase Trading Portal, TradingView, or need to be done in Trading Portal? Everything will be done in the Trading Portal with the AutoTrader. So that is fantastic.
Yeah, you'll see it all take place on the chart too. So as you get into your first entry, just like we currently have, you'll see where your average position is. and you'll see the additional limit orders on the chart as well.
Yep. Expected release date for the AutoTrader, we are shooting for end of September. We are hopeful for that. We do have a beta testing phase we need to go through with experienced traders before release. So we are working hard to make that happen. All right. Mo money, mo money, mo money. Okay, awesome. Glad to hear that. Can AutoTrader execute in Coinbase or TradingView? Good. I think we answered that. Sorry, just tuning in. Will there be an additional price for the AutoTrader? No. The monthly price is going to be the same, $49.95 per month. Although the first month will be $139.95. And let me touch on that right now, because you've got through the end of this month to join at $99.95. So we'll grandfather you in starting September 1. The legacy bonus is launching. You can watch the video on that down below. But the legacy bonus will be launching, and the price will be $139.95 to join for your first month. But the monthly is staying the exact same, $49.95. All right, it beat your win rate. I know it is. It's pretty big. It was actually awesome. I don't know if you've watched the video. Watch it, John. It's in the link. It's pretty cool. All right, awesome, everybody. Great. I think that's all the time that we have. Wow, we were trying to condense this down to 30 minutes. I think we did, but the questions were fantastic. We appreciate everybody's participation. Thank you so much, Andrea. We appreciate you tremendously. We appreciate everybody here who's been a supporter of iCoinPro over the years. You've made this possible. Again, I want to thank Mike for joining the team here. The future is extremely bright from a marketing standpoint, as well as a product development standpoint. We've got a lot in store, and the AutoTrader is going to be the first huge step in that direction. So make sure to share this video with everybody. Let them know what's coming. But this is big in the network marketing world, outside of the network marketing world. This is something that I think is going to give people access to trading strategies that work for the average person, that aren't illegal 1% a day, BS Ponzi schemes. Okay, this is going to work for people if they work it and they use the system. And we're taking another step to make it even simpler for everybody. So last things, Mike, before we wrap up here. Again, September 1st, the price goes to $139.95. You can get in now through the end of the month at $99.95 if you're a new member. If you're an existing member, reactivate your membership, and we'll be kicking that off, and then we will be keeping everybody posted on updates about the AutoTrader as we continue to move forward. Thank you, everybody. I'm going to put up a disclaimer here, and then we are out. Any other questions, we'll answer them here in the comments, or you can get in contact with us on Facebook or support@icoinpro.com. All right, everybody, have a great day. Bye-bye now.